Going shopping, beauty shopping, something that every woman enjoys. Beauty shopping is the ultimate in self-care. You need to get the right products, you need to know where to buy what, and you need to get the best services. Your beauty shopping experience should be one that inspires you. We have Naomi, who is in charge of customer care in skincare. Hi Naomi.
How are you?
I wanted you to tell me, why is it important for you to find out a lot about the client before they buy anything, or before you can recommend, or before they pick something?
So basically this helps me to understand the skincare and what the products I'm going to give the customer, because we want to inspire beauty inside and outside. So when you're buying a product, you have to know your skin type. Is it oily? Is it dry? Is it normal? What you're going to do, are you going to do the soaps? Are you going to do the washes, the toners, and the skin routines? So that can be able to complement your lifestyle. At the same time, it will help you to even shop more.
So you mean the client's lifestyle is really important to the final outcome when they buy a product?
Definitely it is, because if you don't have a good skin routine, you cannot be able to know your products or what you're going to use. So we normally recommend, if you don't know your skin type, we do a quick visual look at your skin. Is it oily? Is it dry? Is your skin uneven? What are you using on your skin? So that when you choose a product, we'll be able to know your skin type.
And what are some of the most common challenges that you face that people have when you're here? Because you're always on the floor every day. What are some of the things that you find that the clients, the challenges people have?
When a customer comes, we basically ask them, what is your skin type? What is your skin routine? What do you use? But the funny thing, we find others, they say their skins are oily. They don't know their skin types, and others, they use bar soaps. So we try and take a journey through and to recommend them to use products which are suitable for their skins.
So you mean this issue of people using the incorrect products is very common?
Definitely it is, because most of them, like 90% of our customers, they don't know the product, and then also they don't know the ranges of the product. So they basically say, if I have breakouts or my skin is dry, I'm going to use this and this because my friend told me this is good. But we tell them, you have to know your skin type, so that when you're buying a product, you'll be comfortable using the product, and don't use soaps or detergent soaps, because they are meant to remove oils in laundry or in utensils.
Thanks a lot, Naomi, for that interesting information. I am now more enlightened. Beauty shopping, your experience should help you get the best and make the most of the products that you're going to use. This has been Self-Care Tips. I am Irene Joroge.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, in partnership with eCitizen, brings you a self-service platform for management of political parties membership. At the click of a button, you can now check the political party you are registered in as a member, resign from a political party, or join a political party of choice. Simply log into your eCitizen account, select your preferred service, fill in the details, then submit. You will receive a system acknowledgement of your request, and an eCitizen system notification will be issued once the processing is complete. ORPP is committed to serve you to promote political rights in a democratic multi-party system. For more information, visit www.orpp.or.ke or engage us using our handles at ORPP Kenya across social media platforms. Your party, your choice.
My name is Muhammad Ahmed Mohamud, the CEO of Kenya Deposit Insurance Corporation, popularly known as KDIC. The corporation recently increased the protected sum from the previous 100,000 shillings to 500,000 shillings per account. This is the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. In effect, the corporation now covers 99% of the depositors in the unlikely event of a closure of a bank. So KDIC encourages the depositors to continue doing business with our banks that are strong and resilient.
Be sure, check out for a KDIC sticker in your banking hall. KDIC, protecting your deposits.
Very good evening to you. This is Easy Friday. My name is Shiksha Arora, and welcome to this live broadcast where we tell you what's happening right here in the country and beyond.
All right, and my name is John Kago. On this day, the 19th day of November 2021, and it's actually recognized as the International Men's Day. Did you get to wish someone an international? I didn't get a message from you.
I was going to do it live on air, I guess there's no better place to do it, right? Yeah, you should have waited a bit. Patience.
Patience pays.
It's okay. A very happy International Men's Day to you, Kago.
Thank you so
you
much,
are a great man. You're doing a lot for your family.
This is where
You're doing a lot for the viewers as well. I know he's not paid me to say this, but yeah, I just had to. A very happy International Men's Day to you as well. If you're watching, you're loved, you're appreciated for everything that you do for yourself, for your family, and of course, keep doing the most, because you know what? We appreciate every single thing.
I like that. Be the man with the most appreciated. Many thanks. So later we have the spotlight. What are we looking at today?
Today we've got two ladies, by the way, who will be talking about, their lives as mothers, and we'll also ask them about the men in their lives as well and how they've helped them, shape who they are today, in terms of being content creators, business women, and much more. Ivy and Shiki, they have a YouTube channel, by the way, they're called Over 25, so that's coming up later on as well.
All right, that's for later. Before we get to that particular juncture, we have the news that has been shaping up today. The government has been taken to task of how they have been supplying learning materials to schools with special needs. We're looking at that, the politics of the day as well, and a big blow to the Senate. Why is that? Details on the way. First things first, these are the highlights.
I would like to express my gratitude for the technical and financial support UNICEF has provided in the development of the National EMTCT Strategic Framework 2016 to 2021.
In the interest of children, UNICEF commended for its role in fostering children's welfare. Special needs. Government taken to task of a supply of equipment for learners with special needs. And big blow to the Senate as the Court of Appeal reinstates 23 laws.
Remember, you can always interact with us and tell us what's happening where you are. Tell us where you're watching from. The hashtag is Easy Friday. Talk to us at KBC Channel 1 on Twitter, at Shiksha Arora, at John_Kago_M. And yes, we'll definitely be airing some of your feedback later on. But for now, the top story of the day. First Lady Margaret Kenyatta has hailed the role played by the United Nations Children's Fund in the global promotion and entrenchment of children's rights.
All right, now the First Lady said the contribution of UNICEF to humanity has led to the achievement of milestones in the eradication of polio, humanitarian relief, and universal primary education.
In a recorded video message delivered during celebrations to mark the 75th anniversary of UNICEF and 50 years of its presence in Kenya, the First Lady pointed out that UNICEF contribution to protecting girls from harmful cultural practices such as female genital mutilation and early marriages resonates with Kenyans' commitment to ending all forms of gender-based violence by 2026.
I extend my warmest congratulations to UNICEF. This is indeed a great accomplishment, and I am pleased to be taking part in this event, marking 75 years since the creation of this institution globally and 50 years of its presence in Kenya.
The First Lady, who is also a champion of efforts to end child malnutrition, commended the UN agency for helping advance the global agenda of children's rights to nutrition.
Your contribution to the progress of humanity has helped achieve insurmountable results for children, including the eradication of polio, humanitarian relief, and universal primary education. The legacy of your work dwells in generations of children whose lives have been enhanced particularly children living in vulnerable and marginalized communities.
On HIV prevention, the First Lady said UNICEF aid contributed significantly towards the achievement of Kenya's goal to end the mother-to-child transmission of HIV and syphilis by 2023, and commended the organization for the support it gave the country in achieving the same.
We have made notable progress in advocating for enabling nutritional environment. I would like to express my gratitude for the technical and financial support UNICEF has provided in the development of the National EMTCT Strategic Framework 2016 to 2021.
All right, and the government has been asked to urgently equip schools handling children with special needs with adequate learning materials for the competency-based curriculum.
Stakeholders in the special needs education say the government should ensure that children with special needs are not left behind as the new learning system takes off, as they too have a right to education.
Young people have been challenged to venture into deficiency fields and embrace responsibilities that come with the same to move the society forward.
Considering the needs in the area of special needs in Kenya, the number of children who cannot access education because of cultural inhibitions, stigmatization, we need more of these teachers.
Speakers at the 26th graduation ceremony at the Kenya Institute of Special Education saying society was now embracing those with special needs and their education is now paramount.
We have discovered disability is not a barrier. What these people require is not anybody's favor. What they require is an opportunity to realize the best in them.
At the same time, schools have been asked to intensify and instill good values and spirituality to students to avoid school's unrest.
Children are bored in schools, the dormitories are congested, and all these things have increased the stress levels of the learners in our schools.
Intensify values, bring back spirituality in the schools, in the classrooms, and you'll see the difference.
Those graduating calling for a change in mindset towards deaf people as they have equal abilities.
So most of the people, they have that negative attitude. The deaf people are so stupid and idiot, but they are not aware about the disability. Even the government is about special needs education is very important for children with special needs in all over Kenya. They are equal like any other normal children and people.
Over 1,400 graduated with diplomas and certificates in special needs education during the ceremony. Communication is a key element in the life of human beings, and therefore we should try and accommodate people with special needs during conversations in our circles. Ruth Wamboy, reporting for Prime Edition from Kisen, Nairobi County.
And from the corridors of justice, the Court of Appeal has overturned a ruling by the High Court which found that 23 laws passed by the National Assembly without the input of the Senate unconstitutional. In a determination delivered by Justices Jesse Lassit, Pauline Nyamweya and Agnes Murgor, the appellate court was of the view that the on-bill agreement is only required between the two speakers, that is, touching on counties.
The three-judge bench comprising of Justices Jesse Lassit, Pauline Nyamweya and Agnes Murgor say the High Court failed to determine the different nature of bills defined by the Constitution, and therefore the National Assembly acted within its powers in passing the laws without the input of the Senate. It noted that bills did not contain any provisions affecting the functions of county governments as spelled out in Part 2 of the 4th Schedule, pursuant to Article 109, Part 3 of the Constitution, and was in essence not mandatory for Senate to consider. But the court, however, upheld certain declarations by the High Court, which include that any bill or legislation that provides for powers of Parliamentary Service Commission must be considered by both the National Assembly and the Senate. Some of the bills that the High Court had declared null and void include the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act, which touched on dissemination of pornographic material and advancing terror activities using the internet, and the Health Laws Amendment Act, which bans hospitals from seeking admission fee in times of medical emergencies or detaining dead bodies. Serafina Robi for Easy Friday.
You can expect reactions and counter-reactions, especially from the senators in regards to that. We'll be covering that for you. Let's speak politics now. And the Deputy President has once again urged political parties in Mount Kenya region to fold up and join the United Democratic Alliance, that's the UDA, to boost its chances of forming the next government. Ruto told his supporters in Embu to reject overtures from small parties that he accused of fanning tribalism.
Ruto, who was speaking in Embu, called on area residents to remain united, as he was confident that the UDA party would form the next government. The Deputy President called on locals to shun small parties and embrace UDA, which had a national outlook.
Hii kazi yote tumejenga, including barabara yenu hii, ni kwa sababu tuliungana, tukawa pamoja. Musikubali tugawanyike chama ya kikabila ama chama ya kona.
The Deputy President continued to drum up support for the bottom-up economic model, revealing that he would set aside 50 billion shillings intended to cushion young people from the vagaries of unemployment.
Kwa sababu 80% ya biashara yote Kenya inafanywa na hawa watu wadogo wadogo, micro, small, medium enterprise. Mwaka ujao tunaweka pesa ya serikali bilioni 50 kila mwaka kusaidia biashara ya hawa watu wadogo.
Ruto accused ODM leader Raila Odinga of disrupting the Jubilee agenda, but vowed to complete Jubilee legacy projects that have stalled.
Mwaka ujao rege haitaanza, na kitendawili haitaanza. Hii kazi tunapanga ndio itaendelea.
Wewe rais wetu ujue, mambo yote yako tumekubali, ile umetufanyia. Lakini kutusukumia hii mtu ya kitendawili, hadi tumchague haiwezekani.
Wanasema wanafanya mkutano tarehe 30. Ati ya kufukuza William Ruto na watu wa Embu na sisi wote kutoka hiyo chama ya kitambo. Nataka niwaeleze wateni kupoteza time. Mnafukuzaje watu ambao hawako?
John Jacob Kuria, Easy Friday.
And with that, it's time to take our first commercial break. Remember, you can always talk to us on #EasyFriday. Tell us where you're watching from, and we'll most definitely be sharing your feedback. Today, by the way, as I said, it's a special day for all the men out there. So happy International Men's Day to you again.
Thank
One
you
more
so
time.
much,
I'll keep saying it.
Coming in
so you feel loved, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciated.
Totally. And to all the men out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Valued.
Tell us who is, you know, that one man who's changed your life. I'd love to know. The hashtag is Easy Friday. And we'll be back in a short moment. The sign language interpreter is Anne Wangeshi.
All right, we're back, as you mentioned, in a minute or so, right?
Piga kona maridadi kweli kweli, dao kichwa, gol! Kombe la Nelson Mandela Cup limenyakuliwa kwa mara ya kwanza katika bara la Afrika hapa Kenya. Gor Mahia juu. Ndio hilo. Gor wameweka historia.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties is a model regulator of political parties mandated to register political parties, regulate political parties, and administer the political parties fund.
You do a small job for me, and in return, I'll give you 180,000 shillings.
ORPP is committed to serve you to promote political rights in a democratic multi-party system.
Kupata skiza tune hii, Ufunuo wa Yohana 38 dial *811 *817 hash.
Wakati mwingi katika maisha binadamu hujipata kwa shida, unapata ya kwamba hauna usaidizi unaohitaji, biashara zinaisha, hakuna mapato ya kila siku. Lakini hata kwa hayo yote, Biblia inasema ya kwamba katika kitabu cha Ufunuo wa Yohana mlango wa 3 mstari wa 8, na yajua matendo yako. Tazama, nimekupa mlango uliofunguliwa mbele yako.
Ili kupata skiza tune hiyo ya Yohana 38 dial *811 *817 hash. Dial *811 *817 hash.
What?
Oh.
My name is Posire Marupe and I was told to come to this class.
No wonder. You know, some of us pay our own school fees. We do not have the so-called daddies to pay for us.
Can you imagine me and Will Smith are literally buddies? Sorry, Jada.
How do you like if I pay your fee alias?
That is not enough even for dowry.
You concentrate. Who is paying your dowry?
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
Welcome back to Easy Friday. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has called on African leaders to cooperate in working towards risk preparedness. Now, speaking at a regional meeting held in Nairobi, Matiang'i said the continent is continuously facing risks which require concrete solutions. During the meeting, Kenya was elected president in the African Platform for Disaster Management.
On behalf of the Republic of Kenya, I am humbled to accept our election to the presidency of the Africa Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction. Notwithstanding the impact of COVID-19, let us forge ahead to ensure effective risk preparedness in the future of our world. Many other challenges that we face, including climate change, require that we intensify and increase our preparedness to deal with risks that are emerging in our environment.
All right, and from the corridors of justice, again, the Court of Appeal now wants the President of the Court, Justice Daniel Musinga, to give direction on the impasse of the employment of 6 judges by the President. Now, while extending the order to stay the ruling by the court on the 6th, now 3 appellate judges, Justices Roslyn Nambuye, Wanjiru Karanja, and Dr. Lebuta Kibaya Imana urged Justice Musinga to give the way forward within the next 14 days.
The Court of Appeal has stayed a court order requiring President Uhuru Kenyatta to appoint 6 judges within 14 days, and failure to which they are deemed appointed. Judges Roslyn Nambuya, Wanjiru Karanja, and Dr. Lebuta Kibaya Imana have now directed the matter to the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Daniel Musinga, to give further directions. Meanwhile, A Mandera court has sentenced Hussein Ibrahim Hassan, a former Kenya police reservist, for 17 years in prison after it found him guilty of sexual assault. According to the prosecution, Hussein lured the 17-year-old minor with the intentions of helping her reach home safely before forcefully taking her to a tiny apartment in full uniform within Meta area at gunpoint. Mandera Senior Resident Magistrate Kimani Mokabe said prosecution had proved beyond reasonable doubt that the accused raped the minor. Serafina Robi for Easy Friday.
Now, residents of Narok County have unanimously endorsed a bill seeking to double the allocation of the National Government Constituency Development Fund, which is the NGCDF. The residents, drawn from all the 6 sub-counties in Narok who attended a public participation forum, said Kenya has witnessed tremendous growth as a result of the CDF. Narok North MP Moitalel Ole Kenta said the funds will help in the achievement of 100% transition from primary to secondary school.
The members of parliament lauded the residents who turned up to share their views on the bill sponsored by Butere legislator Tindi Mwale. The residents unanimously endorsed the bill, saying there is much to benefit from it. Narok North MP Moitalel Ole Kenta, who attended the forum, said if the allocation is increased, the MPs will have ease in tackling over 50% of the residents' needs.
Ukienda kila mahali Kenya, ile projects ambayo inaonekana, ile basari ambayo inaonekana ni ya CDF peke yake. Ya county iko wapi? Na hawa wanapata billions. Kwa hivyo kama tungekuwa na hii, hatujui tungeenda wapi. Kwa hivyo ningeambia kila mtu, hii sio siasa. Hii ni mambo ya kesho. Hii ni mambo ya future. Mwingine akija kesho na apate hiyo 10%, atafanya zaidi ya vile mimi nimefanya.
Meanwhile, Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya is calling on Treasury to allocate funds to stall projects that were handed over to county governments during devolution.
Na tumepata projects nyingi ambazo function zake zilikuwa devolved kwa counties ambazo hazikumalizwa, na kwa sababu zilikuwa devolved hakuna pesa inawekwa kwa hizo projects, kwa sababu handover hii poor zinapaki pale pale.
And Westlands MP T. Munyonyi's gubernatorial bid has received a shot in the arm after it was endorsed by Nairobi County MCAs. Wanyonyi called on the party to commit to an open nomination process while settling for candidates.
ODM party is going to file for positions of all elective positions in Nairobi, from the county assembly all the way to the governor, to the presidency. There will be grassroots election and 3 ways of doing a nomination. One is through consensus, second is through competitive process, and the third is through direct nomination, where we don't have anybody vying for that position.
We have consulted widely and we are here to endorse his candidature.
Finally, Alego Usonga MP Samuel Atandi is calling on Deputy President William Ruto to stop persistent attacks on cabinet secretaries and other senior government officials. Speaking during the commissioning of 6 classrooms at Ngia Mixed Primary School in Siaya County, the legislator said the persistent lamentations by the Deputy President were a sign of panic.
Why are you now complaining about CS Matiangi? Because you have sensed defeat. You have sensed defeat. And we always told you that you will never become president as long as Raila Amolo Odinga is running.
Yusufar reporting for Easy Friday.
All right, now the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, that's the NCIC, has warned leaders against incitement ahead of the 2022 polls. We have details of this, and the news is coming out from the counties in this next roundup.
Speaking at a meeting with the leaders and aspirants in Uasin Gishu, National Cohesion and Integration Commission Commissioner Dorcas Kidogo urged them to use political platforms to preach peace and unity.
Unapotembea tafadhali jali maslahi ya yule wa chini, yule mwananchi ambaye kura zake ndio nyingi, wataweza kuwapigia, mujali maisha yao.
Principal Secretary for Housing and Urban Development Charles Hinga has in the meanwhile launched a revamped Phase 3 of the National Hygiene Program dubbed Kazi Mtaani at Kijauri at Borabu Sub-County.
The program will provide opportunities to undertake
projects that will provide both a livelihood and an avenue for skills building. In this phase, therefore, it is anticipated that Kazi Mtaani youths will be engaged in activities that will lead to qualification and accreditation in the construction sector.
Elsewhere, a school in Nakuru has embraced a democratic process in selecting pupils' leaders as a way of promoting voter education to its learners. During the polling at Vision Preparatory Academy, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission provided voting materials and coordinated the process as a way of preparing the younger generation for the future.
My prayer is this time, let's learn from our children that it can be very peaceful, no name calling, sell your policies. This is what we're looking forward to have a generation of people who know their rights, have their democratic right.
And education stakeholders at Ibacho High School in Masaba South have come up with long-term measures to curb the rampant unrest in schools.
As a school, we have also this serious spiritual program. We have a residency chaplain who guides the students in terms of spiritual matters. So the teachers are very close to their students. We keep on guiding them and telling them the consequences of indisciplined behavior. We also involve parents.
Finally, drama unfolded along the Meru Makutano Road as a middle-aged woman set up a resting bedroom outside Meru Police Station. According to motorists, the woman's actions were prompted after an altercation between her and a police officer from the station. The lady, whose identity has not yet been established, stoned motorists, leaving some vehicles damaged. Reporting for Easy Friday, I'm Omboy Otende.
Do a small job for me, and in return, I'll give you 180,000 shillings.
17th celeb. And they have named him.
What are you guys looking for? Without gloves. Gloves? Yes!
Alipakash. Ujambia mtu wako udhonitu rakaraka kuo. Wakati atakuja uchumba, ndio atajua maana ya udhoni.
It will really kill him if he finds out tunamcheza.
Hata nikwambie ile kitu si kazi. Ni wewe kuja hapa kila siku. Na unatoka kila siku bila pesa. Hiyo ndio si kazi. Go! Toka!
Hebu toka nje. Toka nje.
Pete, relax.
All right, it's time to take you through the business news of the day, where the government is mulling over a proposal to enroll senior public civil servants for mandatory tax and financial compliance training. Now, the move is geared at curbing fraud and mismanagement of public resources. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i says the training will be undertaken in conjunction with the Kenya Revenue Authority.
In a 2021 report published by the International Monetary Fund, several government enterprises have been suffering from severe financial weaknesses. This may soon mean roping in the top management of all government institutions in exercises meant to streamline knowledge of tax issues in public entities.
Mid-level officials of government go through that training before they move to the next level. We will then have well-trained, well-tooled public servants who not only understand how resources are supposed to be managed, but they understand the tax systems and they can help wananchi as they serve them as they move forward, as it were.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i says there is a wider plan.
And this is very helpful because some of the challenges we face in government institutions are related to ignorance, real or feigned, and that's why sometimes we lose resources.
The Kenya Revenue Authority says it will continue looking at ways of funding government by sealing loopholes in the emerging trade and digital trends.
Focus more on the emerging areas that the country is grappling with, such as taxation of the digital economy and data analytics, emerging economic blocks, and their effect on tax and trade taxation of small enterprises.
The Interior CS spoke during the 18th Kenya School of Revenue Administration graduation ceremony. Alanaoko, Easy Friday.
All right, moving on. President Uhuru Kenyatta has called for collaboration in tackling ocean-related challenges, saying there is a need for 100% commitment to ocean sustainability management. Now, the president was speaking in Mozambique, where he was the chief guest during the second edition of the Growing Blue International Blue Economy Conference. Take a look.
Uhuru Kenyatta urged African countries to come together and develop smart solutions that unlock the blue economy while protecting the health and sustainability of the oceans.
We need to work together at regional and global levels in order to develop a common position on how to tackle ocean-related threats and challenges, and in order to sustainably harness the opportunities that our ocean offers.
The president proposed for the implementation of a coordinated structure of knowledge and data sharing, increased development financing towards sustainable ocean practices, and strengthening of the link between a sustainable ocean economy and security.
Currently, because of financing challenges, the investment in the maritime sector is currently subdued, thereby denying countries significant resources and sources of livelihoods, as well as jobs for our citizens.
While calling for smart management of ocean resources for sustainable development, Kenyatta indicated that despite huge potential in the blue economy, African countries have underutilized the resources. President Kenyatta urged African countries to harness the enormous marine resources they have so as to unlock the huge potential of the blue economy, especially during the post-COVID era, while protecting ocean health for sustainable development. Betty Kiptum, Easy Friday.
Now, crop experts have called on the government to facilitate pesticide use training in Mwea settlement farms. Agrochemicals Association of Kenya Stewardship Manager Benson Gigi says this will ensure proper mixing and spraying of herbicides, insecticides and fungicides, reducing cases of accidental poisoning. The association has also criticized the proposal by Parliament to ban the use of some pesticides in the country.
Kenya is an agricultural economy, with the sector directly contributing 34% to the country's wealth annually. Here at the expansive rice farms in Gurubani, Kirinyaga County, farmers are busy harvesting the season's yields. This region is the main rice producer in the country, which is the third starch staple in Kenya after maize and wheat. But there is an undercurrent of worry. Immediately after harvesting and before the next season, the farms should be sprayed with pesticides. This important product in this area may be off the shelves if the proposed ban by Parliament comes to pass.
Crop experts and farmers are calling on the government to be lenient in order to ensure that they get yields at the end of the season.
Peter Mwangi, a rice farmer who inherited this portion of land from his father, remembers a time when rice farming was a big headache because of pests and invasive birds. However, pesticides came as salvation, reducing labor costs and tripling their yields every season.
Wakati hatukuwa tunatumia dawa, nilikuwa natumia kulimia mchele yangu eka na watu 10. Lakini wakati nilipiga hii dawa, ninatumia watu 2 ama watu 3. Wakamaliza hiyo kulimia hiyo eka.
However, widespread use of pesticides is threatening the health of the locals and consumers as well. The Agrochemicals Association of Kenya is blaming this on lack of training on pesticide usage.
They should look at where the science is, and the science says that most of these pesticides, when used in the proper way, they can be able to be used sustainably.
Organic farming is there, but it's not sustainable for economic development. We must look at those two aspects seriously.
As the pull and push in Parliament continues, farmers are on the edge, wondering what will become of their livelihoods if pesticides are banned by the government.
On one hand, we have farmers unwilling to let go of pesticides due to reduced cost of labor and the increased yields that they experience from it. On the other hand, we have social activists lamenting on the adverse effects it has on their health. Reporting from Kirinyaga County for Easy Friday, my name is Hibak Said.
Some good news as Air Tanzania plans to resume flights between Dar and Nairobi in a bid to improve trade ties between the two East African neighbors. The Tanzanian national carrier will have its first flight from Julius Nyerere International Airport to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport next week. Tanzania's High Commissioner John Simbachawene said the resumption of the flight is a result of renewed partnerships between Nairobi and Dar es Salaam.
Diplomatic relations between Kenya and Tanzania have been thawing of late, culminating with a visit to Kenya by Tanzania President Samia Suluhu mid this year. During the visit, Nairobi and Dar es Salaam agreed to improve their connectivity through roads, air, and maritime transport so as to sustain economic integration between the two countries. Today, Air Tanzania has announced the resumptions of its flights to Nairobi. The carrier plans to dispatch an Airbus A220-300, which has a capacity to carry more than 130 passengers.
Uwezo wa mizigo kwa abiria atakayetumia ndege za shirika kampuni ya ndege ya Tanzania ni kuwa na uwezo wa kubeba mzigo kwa maana ya baggage 2, kila mmoja ukiwa na kilo 23. Kwa maana hiyo capacity ya kubeba mzigo wa 46 kg.
Tanzanian High Commissioner John Simbachawene has said the carrier will fly directly between Dar es Salaam and Nairobi twice a day. As the tourism industry continue to wake after the COVID-19 pandemic, various airlines are making sure they are on top of their game to make sure they serve various needs of their travelers, such as Air Tanzania that will be launching its first flight between Nairobi and Dar es Salaam on 26 November 2021. Reporting for Easy Friday, I am Teresa Mutai.
Welcome to the home of the fastest line,
bets,
boosted odds,
bets,
the best bonuses,
bets,
instant payouts,
bets,
push, and even cashback.
bets,
bet extraordinary.
Oh, good evening. Always an honor to have you company for KBC Sports. With me, Richard Munga. Now, Kenya Sevens forward Alvin Otieno has been named the LG Sports Journalist Association of Kenya Sports Personality for the month of October. Meanwhile, Kevin Wekesa is among 2 debutants who were named in the travelling contingent of 12 for the HSBC Dubai Sevens leg slated for next week.
To win the monthly award, Alvin stood out after being named the MVP as Shiksha reclaimed the Safari Sevens title. They last won in 2016, winning 5 out of the 6 matches they played in the tournament. Alvin beat top nominees, among them rally speed Carl Tundo, who led compatriots Karan Patel and MC Rai Kimanthi to a podium finish during the Rwanda Mountain Gorilla Rally to seal the Africans Rally Championship.
Most of the challenges that we face as sportsmen is injuries. As an athlete, that's the worst thing you face. And I've been injured, and at least nimerudi back strong and na appreciate.
Meanwhile, Kevin Wekesa is among the 12 debutants who were named in the travelling squad of 12 players for the HSBC Dubai Sevens leg scheduled for next week. Coach Innocent Simiyu named Wekesa and Antonio Mondi in the squad, while there was a recall of Edmund Anya. Wekesa was part of the Moran squad at the Safari Sevens, while Anya played for the Shiksha and earned his permanent slot. The team will be skippered by Nelson Oyo. Shiksha have been drawn in Pool B alongside USA, Argentina and Spain.
We believe the way we are prepared for the team, we stand a very good chance to get some good performances in Dubai, and our key focus is just us as Kenya, Shiksha. How do we start our game going and playing to our strengths?
And finally, the annual Bundalang Youth Sports Academy will enter match day 2 this weekend, with over 20 teams taking part. Saturday's matches will see Sisenye play Generation, while 11 Brothers will lock horns with Ambassador, while Dragon will close the day against Generation 2.
Soccer is viewed by many as the major sporting event in the world. The game of football has contributed in enriching so many individuals across the globe.
The tournament aims at sensitizing the youth against drug abuse and nurturing talents, where a group of scouts from Premier League and National Super League will scout players from the quarter-final stage. Daniel Mwendwa for Easy Friday Sports.
Meanwhile, Boxing Federation of Kenya successfully organized the third day of the inaugural Jamal's Cup tournament at Charter Hall, Nairobi. A total of 40 bouts were held this afternoon as the inaugural tournament, of course, entered day 3 at Charter Hall. 36 boxers took to the ring during the preliminary rounds of held today, or rather in Friday. In some of the results, Elia Joey defeated Wellington Busili, while Victor Odhiambo humbled Dan Omondi. A tournament has attracted 122 boxers, both men and women, drawn from 26 clubs across the country, with the finals played on Saturday. And English Premier League leaders Chelsea will return to action this weekend with an away trip to East Midlands on Saturday to take on Leicester City at the King Power Stadium. For this and more, here's a look at the weekend sports diary. Well, that's all the time we have for sports today. But before I leave, of course, a happy International Men's Day to all the men out there. Let's do this another day. Don't go too far. Kago, of course, and Shiksha on the other side of the studio. Have a good night.
Right, a good one. Thank you, Munga, for that, and happy International Men's Day to you as well. And of course, to our director who's ever screaming on my ear, happy International Day to you. And to the gentlemen in the studio here behind the scenes.
Do you know, I was just thinking, in studio, I'm the only female right now. So I have to wish each and every one of them, right?
That's so true. Yeah.
Munga, you, we've got Austin, Elijah, we've got DJ Cole Jax who's going to be coming up next, so make sure you tune in. And before I leave, we must wish, a few of our fans and followers who've been watching. We've got Dennis, who's watching live from Kapenguria. Happy International Men's Day to you. Abdullahi, who's tuned in from Outer Wajir County. We've got Jedi as well, who says, Happy International Men's Day to all men. We celebrate you today, watching from Kiambu Town. Another message that came in. This one was from Hannington, who's tuned in from Meru with his family. Happy International Men's Day to you as well. And to each and every one of you, as I said, be the man with the most.
All right, the man in the most. That's a good one. A good line right there.
Want to trademark it?
Yeah, all right. Hilary, I see you. Thank you so much. Grace, I see you. Babu, Landmine, Samir Brai, and a whole lot of you. Kairo, I see you as well. Many thanks indeed for watching tonight. And we'll see you again on Friday next week.
Absolutely.
So we're crossing over to the spotlight.
Yes, don't go too far. I'll be back in just a moment. Make sure you're tuned in. The hashtag is Easy Friday. Keep talking to us.
Good night.
My name is Posire Marupe and I was told to come to this class.
No wonder. You know, some of us pay our own school fees. We do not have the so-called daddies to pay for us.
Can you imagine me and Will Smith are literally buddies? Sorry, Jada.
How would you like if I pay your fee alias?
That is not enough even for dowry.
You concentrate who is paying your dowry.
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.